Nat's arrived in Tasmania and is catching up with Dan and Ray, and just in time to see what they've caught on tape from last night.
Yeah, you are.
Let's have a look.
All right.
From here it looks like some sort of little native rat. What do you think?
To me it looks more like a dunnart than a rat. See the way it's sitting up on its hind legs and it's sort of looking around more? It's got really sort of different ears. One thing, these guys are wholly protected.
They're wholly protected.
Wholly protected and vulnerable.
But these aren't the only animals living in this perilous place. Ray has evidence from a friend that the thylacine is here as well.
But you can see the heel print, the pads are quite distinct.
I've noticed you're keeping it under lock and key.
If anyone knew where this was, it'd disappear tomorrow.
Has he ever taken it to anyone to verify that it is a thylacine track?
Yeah, it's been verified by a variety of experts in Tasmania here, all actually said it was and tried to take it off him, of course, because they don't want it getting out that they're here.
Ray's taking us to a bush hut where Elias Churchill trapped one of Tasmania's last known thylacines. So the old timers, the old trappers that were in this area, did they say there were lots of tigers around here?
They tell us that there was a lot in the area, but they're very rarely seen. People would live their whole life and never get to see one. And the amazing thing is today, they're saying that they're not here, but no one saw them before, so no one's seeing them now. Like, what's the difference?
Pretty amazing to think that where I'm standing right now, the very last Tasmanian tigers were caught in this area, brought to this hut, boxed up, crated up and sent down that wagon track to a zoo. If the thylacine is still alive around here, then the forestry industry is guilty of gross negligence.
Heavy stuff, my darlings, heavy stuff. As the battle between environmentalists and loggers rages, I'm sending Daniel and Natalie to beautiful Hobart, Tasmania's capital city. This is a thylacine jawbone. Someone turned it into a bizarre pincushion. There was little respect shown for these creatures in their dying days. Today, little has changed, though the Tasmanian Museum is doing what it can to better understand these mysterious creatures.
What sort of things can you learn from watching the animal in these moving pictures?
I think the critical thing is it gives us an idea of how the animal moved its ears, its eyes, tilted its head, its legs, for example. By doing that, we can then compare it with other predators we know. Was it a pursuit carnivore? Was it an ambush carnivore? And by looking at that, we can come to a conclusion that this animal was pretty greyhound-like, probably a pursuit carnivore. Our whole understanding of the biology has become a detective story rather than science.
From a distance, this little guy looks like a mangy fox.
I quite agree. From the front, the ears and muzzle are very fox-like. The giveaway, of course, is going to be the stripes, if you see them.
David takes us into the climate-controlled vault to see the main collection of rare and valuable thylacine artefacts. It's amazing. There are 5 pickled young, around 30 skulls, and a whole lot more.
Extinction is real. It happens, and when it happens, it's incredibly sad. And I come from Africa, and I've immigrated to Australia, and I live in Tasmania, and what I found it's lost is that soul. When you go into the African bush, big predators give some sort of soul to the place, and when you go into Tassie bush, it's absent, it's silent, and I think that's terrible.